with a nice big yawn.
Yep. Lots of energy.
What's up, everybody? Just trying to make sure everything is working. But welcome to the stream. If you are watching, my name's Eric. I'm the multimedia producer here, and I'm here with Joel. What do you do, Joel?
I'm just some guy that just showed up.
It's just some guy who showed up one day and he never left again, and now he has a job. Just kidding. Don't do that.
I'm the.
We will call the cops on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm the news editor here at Autoblog.
And every Tuesday and Thursday, we stream racing and driving games here at Autoblog. And it looks like we're in good shape. Good stuff. We previously only streamed on Twitch. We recently changed it to Twitch and YouTube, which is why the beginnings of these last few streams have been a little weird. Whoops. Just kind of trying out some new stuff and making sure it's all working, but it seems to be. So we are going to jump right in. Today, we're going to be doing a game that I personally have never played before. We've never played it on the stream, and it is Forza Motorsport 7. Have you played this game before?
Oh yeah, I've got it at home.
Yeah, a bunch of it. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pretty excied.
I could have sworn we'd played it on the stream before.
No, I literally bought it
6?
today. Yeah,
oh, okay.
six. Yeah, and I gonna go out on a limb and say they're not super different from each other. But oh, and this one is Xbox One X enhanced, so that's exciting.
I have all that
Not
fancy
sure
HDR stuff and things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks and sounds like this guy is just peeing on the side of the road. Like,
I wasn't gonna say anything, but since you mentioned it, yes, I was thinking the same thing.
That was very weird. Oh, so I guess. So I started this game earlier, and
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then I like stopped it because I was like, we'll do the intro stuff on stream. Okay, so that was just a very odd video, it looked like. Okay, so I guess we don't get to do the intro stuff. I messed it up, so that's my bad. I did get the deluxe edition, just because why not? So we get VIP rewards.
Because we've got a lot of things to sort through here.
Yeah. Do we have to... Oh, we have to... Jeez.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh, accept all. I love that.
All the things.
Boom.
Done.
Oh, reached a new collection tier. Cool.
I'm going to be honest. I really kind of feel like Forza has gotten actually a little bit out of control with the amount of, like...
stuff?
rewards and XP and, like, it seems like you just change a menu tab and all of a sudden, hey, you want a free car.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, I guess that's nice, but...
There are...
For decades, it's drawn the race.
Okay, I was worried our streaming PC was gonna force a restart on us, but it doesn't look like it. I'll just have to do that after the stream. And then I forgot what I was gonna respond because that scared me. So
right, yeah. I mean, it's nice to have lots of rewards and stuff, but almost at a certain point, it's almost like ad pop-ups and stuff. It's like I just want to play for a while.
No, it's exactly like that. I think that's a huge problem for tons of games. Tons and tons.
It feels like the kind of thing you would find in a mobile game, and it's like, this isn't a mobile game.
Yes.
I'm sitting like I don't.
Yeah, but they're trying to make that mobile game money.
Yeah.
Which is honestly kind of a bummer. But on the other side of me thinks is like fair. Like so I don't know. I see both sides, but I hate it as a consumer.
Also, don't get me wrong, like, Forza 7 is a good game. It's just a little pet peeve.
Totally. I mean, I think a lot of the games that do stuff like this are ultimately good games, or else people wouldn't play them. But then they take advantage of being good games.
Yeah. Ultimate example, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, there you go, at least originally. That's for sure. But I think they did right by that game in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my mom says she likes my haircut. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I really hope that EA realizes, like, okay, they fixed what things were wrong with Battlefront 2, and now it's reviewed well, and that they should go ahead and do another one eventually, because it can be good. You just don't try to screw over the consumer right off the bat. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just do what they did. I mean, exactly what you said. I'm trying to rephrase it, but I can't. That's exactly what you said. Just make current Battlefront 2 the initial Battlefront 3. Maybe that's a good way.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
And like a good game with a popular IP is gonna make you money.
Yes, it will. Especially a good Star Wars game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I still need to play
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's a good game. It's a good game. For me personally, it wasn't my favorite, but it is good. It is good. It's just not what I specifically was looking for out of a Star Wars game, because we haven't really had a Star Wars game like that. But
in a long time.
I would say really ever. I mean, just because it's so... It's basically...
I sense a presence I'm not felt.
Yeah. It's just... I get what they were trying... I don't know. I think I just don't like Dark Souls type games unless they're 2D. Or I guess... to phrase it better, unless they're side-scrolling.
I'm a little bit nervous about it being kind of a Dark Souls type of like brawler kind of.
It's tough. It is tough. It is tough. And there's not enough of it. It's tough, and it doesn't have a lot of... Like, if they would have had an extra, like, year to work on solely the details of that game, it probably would have been incredible. But it's like, it definitely has a Star Wars soul, and I did really like it. Like, I'm sounding like I didn't like it, but I did. But it's also just kind of a lot of jungles, if that makes sense. And it's like, there's not really... A Star Wars jungle is the same as just a jungle. So there's nothing really... Yes, thank God. This feels awful. All right.
Yeah, you can use the assist here to tweak how your car handles.
We'll go at least medium.
Yeah, it's
assisted
funny.
steering, get out of my face.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Forza is that, like, the easiest setting, it almost plays the game for you.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
does. That was rough. We'll go, at least I'll go medium. I think that's a good... For me, that's a good setting most of the
mess
time.
everything up for you. So it plays right for me.
Well, I still don't understand why this stupid car won't turn, though.
I forget what I was going to say.
But, oh well. We'll worry about settings and whatever after the tutorial. This thing really, I mean... really doesn't want to turn. Maybe I'm just going too fast, but...
It might be. Remember, this is not Forza Horizon.
Yeah, you're right. And it's certainly not Grid either.
You also lost a win.
I didn't even notice. That's funny. Alright, 7th place. Whatever. But yeah, I felt like if there was more Star Warsiness to that game, I would have been more forgiving of the difficulty level. But as it is, it's just kind of a it's a kind of a generic setting, especially for Star Wars. And with that tough difficulty level, it's like, if you're into that, I'm sure it's amazing. But
and eventually the Forza Drivers Cup itself.
I remembered what I was going to say. You said something about jungles, and I was like, there is a Star Wars jungle that seems very Star Warsy. The planet Felucia. Because it's got all the crazy, like, alien plant life and stuff.
Yeah. I just wish, like, even like Kashyyyk, which is the planet of the Wookiees, for those who don't know.
I can't do a Wookiee.
That was quite an attempt, though. I respect the attempt. Oh, there's semis now? You want to take the semi run?
Sure, these are fun.
Cool. Yeah, it's just a jungle. It's just a jungle. It's like there are Wookiees there, but it's really just a jungle.
Not rewinding. That was just a little bit of rubbing paint there.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing.
Rubbing is racing.
Exactly. Yeah, these are actually a lot of fun to drive.
Nice.
in these games. And like, I still don't understand why there isn't like a really popular semi-truck racing series in the U.S. I mean, it's like
You mean like a real life one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that would be wild to watch.
Yeah, because it's really popular in Europe. It's like, of all the places that like giant semi trucks are synonymous with, it's America. Going cross country.
For sure.
Your big rig. We gave the world Smokey and the Bandit. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, I really wonder why. I really wonder why. Could it be maybe like some of the tracks can't handle it? It just wouldn't be worth the upkeep.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know roads get torn up so easily, at least in this state.
Yeah.
But I also don't know anything about the construction of roads or racetracks, so
Yeah, I've heard the
just
reason
throwing it out there.
Part of the reason that we've got crummy roads is that we have really, really high maximum payload restrictions, like higher than most other states. So
Interesting.
they are going through a lot more abuse than other highways and stuff.
Wow. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I mean, we do have a border with Canada, so I mean, we do probably get a lot of shipping.
Yeah,
through
international
here.
shipments. Yeah.
But like, there are other states with the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and also those trucks have to go other places too. So
Yeah. I would also think, I wonder if there are maybe one-off exceptions for this, but I would think a place like where they shoot off, like, to backtrack, the craziest thing I've ever seen pulled on a road, or attempted to be pulled on a road, is a part of, like, a space shuttle, basically. I mean, those things are hilariously huge. Not sure how they go anywhere, but there's probably one-off exceptions for stuff like that. I would guess.
Probably.
It looks like, I mean, some of them I've seen, you look like you need to just clear the road completely. They're so huge.
Adaptability.
Adaptability.
Only the prepared will be able to cope with any change on the track.
Talking about, okay, this guy's taking a leak again.
For remaining focused during a downpour.
Not sure why he would do it on his own car, but I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
and facing the crowd, just really,
Drivers must adapt because speed and versatility
just really asserting dominance over the whole track.
Witness me. I don't know if you want to take this one.
Yeah, I'll take this one, sure. Might as well start getting used to the feel of this game.
I will say, Forza 7 does range physics extremely well.
Okay, nice. So I'm excited to see this then.
And like, you can really feel it through the controller. Like, the rumble feedback is really good with this kind of stuff. Like, when you go through big puddles of water, you can feel the whole thing just like dragging the car down.
Nice. All right.
It's always like rewind after when you've been like trading paint.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like this kind of thing happens. Like, move on.
Yeah, I will say, though, I played 2 hours worth of Grid last Thursday and completely forgot the rewind feature even existed. So maybe find a middle ground between those two those two issues. Grid didn't tell me at all. This game whoa! Slippery indeed. Yeah, this game tells you too much. This game looks unbelievable. I know I mean, I would say I pretty much say whether I like the graphics or not at the very least of most games, but in comparison to this, I mean, this is pretty stunning. Okay.
Yeah, that hairpin is tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't a whole lot of like bad looking games that get like a full retail release.
Yeah, you're right, especially nowadays. Because they just never get to that point. I would say, oh man. Wow, it was actually Jedi Fallen Order. I was like, there's a game recently where I was like, this looks like PS2 graphics, and it was that game.
Oh,
that game has some rough graphics in it. But again, though, to be very clear, I really liked it. I just didn't quite love it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if EA is.
Oh my god! Well, I should have remembered
say,
this
this time
sooner.
you might actually want to rewind.
I forgot about it again.
I think I kind of wonder if EA has kind of reached the limits of what they can do with the Frostbite engine.
Yeah, how long has that been around?
I think basically since the start of this generation.
Jeez. Yeah.
Maybe even a little older than that.
Yeah, I gotta upgrade, but I will be very interested to see really what the next generation of games does, because in Xbox's case at least, I mean, they are promising, which seems insane, no exclusive games to the next generation for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Which and I don't know if we've talked about it, but I've talked about it on the stream. I mean, that is baffling to me, because why would anyone buy one? I'm not gonna buy one.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you need to see everything in the most perfect, like, graphical quality you possibly could, in which case, just buy PC, which is probably what I'm gonna do instead.
Yeah, well, and especially like if you just picked up like an Xbox One X not too long ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, there's like no incentive to upgrade, unless, like I said, you like really like ray tracing. That would be the reason to upgrade. So you really want all your games to have ray tracing.
I'm gonna confess, I'm not even entirely sure what ray tracing does for graphics.
So I'm certainly no expert, but from what I've seen, it's basically it has to do with lighting and shadows. It makes it like extremely natural, and just with that specific technology of even just changing the lighting and nothing else about a game. I mean, the demo that I'm sure everybody who has looked this up has seen is they did it with Minecraft. And it is mind-blowing the difference that such a stupid little thing could make. Because Minecraft, obviously...
Granted, there's a lot that you could do to Minecraft to make it look fancier than it is.
Oh no, yeah, but this was like a tech demo for ray tracing. So they didn't have on. I'm sure it was the defaults. What are they called in Minecraft? Not map packs, but I'm sure somebody watching will know, and Joel knows what I'm saying. But the I can't even think of the word, but you guys all know what I'm saying, I'm sure.
Stuff in the thing.
Yeah, the stuff in the thing.
All that stuff.
But no, it was a really cool tech demo. Ooh, what do we want here?
These cars prove you shouldn't judge a vehicle by its size.
Tempted to go for the alpha, but
these hot hatches are perfect for racing around tight.
Or I guess maybe the Focus RS.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot here.
I wouldn't mind doing one of the Hyundais. Just to do something different.
Yeah.
Veloster N is a very, very good car.
Yeah, this I like the look of it as well. I would hate the look of this in real life, but I love it in this game. I don't know why. Yeah, let's go. If you're cool with the Veloster N, let's go Veloster N.
Cool.
Let's do it.
We got some new designs that you can use to personalize your car.
Can't we just go with like the normal one?
So hang on, go all the way back to the first one.
Okay.
I just noticed on the rear quarter panel it says Binford. Like from.
Oh God!
Yeah. But yeah, to get to normal colors, just press Y.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I think that's cool.
Before you race, you can make some last-minute choices. You can change your gear, tune your car, and more. Never hurts.
All right, so you can take this next race, and if you want to tune up the car, however you want to tune it up here.
And we've also got some bonus that we can use.
Oh,
to
cool.
Get extra money.
Okay.
Here, you can change the length of the race. This
I like our driver shaking it out.
for an endurance run.
Oh wow, professional. Jeez, how many? That's a lot of assist settings.
Yeah.
But that's cool though. Appreciate that. Probably better to have slightly too many than slightly not enough.
Yeah.
What'd you end up? I didn't even see what you ended up going with.
Professional.
Okay.
Keep things
Got the
properly
Tool Time
met.
theme stuck in my head now.
This race is gonna come on the same standards. This way, the race will be kept.
Yeah, I definitely watched Home Improvement back in the day, but it wasn't my like go-to. I was a big, for whatever reason, I was really into George Lopez for a little while. But my most watched 90s sitcom by far is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. By far. Ooh, I love this. Krusty Burger?
Powell Motors. That was Homer's brother that owned a car company.
That's awesome.
Oh, there's the Binford.
Yep,
one.
Binford right in front of you. Oh. Got our ex-co-worker's Ghost right in front of you. Reese counts.
Oh, yeah. Traitor.
What a traitor. Better not let him win for that reason.
Yeah.
Man, I'll never forget when Reese got so excited for like the hallways at like Edmund's HQ, because they're just like laid out like so. Apparently they're all like color coded. Like Reese really, it was. I'm explaining this poorly, but his excitement for just simply the how the hallways at Edmund's HQ are laid out was immense. And it really made me laugh, because they're just hallways.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not understanding the excitement here.
Yeah, no. Like
Whatever.
just apparently there's like a blue line or something that just you can follow it from anywhere in the office to the kitchen, like stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but you can also just know where the kitchen is.
kind of reminds me of in the original Half-Life game when you head into the offices, like there are like lines on the walls that like lead you to different parts of the office.
Seems very similar to what apparently they have at Edmonds HQ.
Speaking of Half-Life, I was very intrigued. I was watching. There's a YouTuber that I follow called She Says that does a series called Boundary Break, where he uses like different tools to. Whoop, and that's what you get for not paying attention. He uses different tools to like move the camera around game environments to see like how maps are laid out and where objects are and how things kind of activate and are triggered and things.
Oh, cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. And he just did an episode on the first Half-Life. And he had the guy that voices the security guard Barney come on the show to do a little bit of voice work. And at the very end of the episode, he says stuff about like being really excited about Half-Life Alyx coming out soon. And he also mentioned something about a surprise coming later this year that he can't talk about yet.
Oh,
and I was like,
well,
wait.
I'm sure
surely he doesn't actually.
Somebody involved.
It's not really. Could it be Half-Life 3? Finally, after over a decade.
Regardless of what it is, I'm sure his bosses are furious that he even said that. That's gotta be so annoying.
Yeah. But I was like, wait a minute. I knew about Half-Life Alyx. What's this other thing you're talking about?
Yeah, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh, and actually, I think he voices G-Man also.
So I've actually never played a Half-Life game. Big fan of the Portal games, but
yeah. Well, so I had never played Half-Life, but I played Portal 2 and then the first Portal. And as I learned more about Portal and how it was part of the Half-Life universe, I was like, well, maybe I'll finally sit down.
I didn't even know that. I thought they were just Valve made them both. I didn't know
it takes place in the same.
Dang.
It takes place in the same universe.
Okay.
Actually, all through the Portal games, there are mentions about Black Mesa, which is the company that Gordon Freeman worked for.
Nice.
In
That's
those
cool.
games. And so Black Mesa and Aperture Science were kind of like rival companies. And there's all kinds of like in-jokes in the Portal games about like complaining about Black Mesa being like the leader and why can't we catch up to Black Mesa and like
that is really cool. I did not know that. I think I'm gonna go hard.
Okay. So what was I gonna say? So the first Half-Life I actually don't think has aged very well.
Okay.
I think a lot of those. Man, I played the first Halo game. It's awful, guys. Like, it's horrible.
That's aged a lot better than Half-Life.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine how.
No,
that game's terrible.
The first Half-Life, it is. While it was groundbreaking in many ways for first-person shooters back in the day, there's still a lot of kind of 90s getting used to kind of 3 dimensions and just kind of, there's a little bit of like janky movement and kind of...
What's the view change button? Sorry.
I think it's
Select.
right bumper. Oh. It's not right bumper then.
Now, right bumper is behind. Look behind. I'm gonna go ahead and rewind that.
Yeah. That's a tough corner at Brands Hatch.
Yeah. Well, I also suck.
But I mean,
to be fair,
but it is also kind of it's a tricky corner because like you're going in at it with a fair amount of speed, and it's downhill, so you kind of pick up a little extra speed, and it's also a little bit off camber, So you're kind of sliding off to the side. It's
a little weird.
Like if you don't hit it quite right, it can be kind of a pain.
I think hard controls were definitely the move. This feels a lot more normal.
That's the other thing. Like they've put in so many assists that like it is almost harder.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely
because
is.
So much of the time you're kind of like
you're fighting the assists.
Right. You're trying to make the corrections, but the assists are trying to do the corrections also, but slightly different than you, and so it just isn't doing quite what you want it to. It's frustrating.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Could have been worse.
Yeah, the first Half-Life is a little. It's got some age on it.
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 has aged pretty well.
That's the one. When I hear people talk about Half-Life, they're always talking about Half-Life 2.
Yeah. And completely honest, like you could play Half-Life 2 without having played the first one and not really be in the dark at all. Like that's really kind of the main one to play. I'm very interested. So I'm super pro VR. Like I really think from the very first time I ever tried an Oculus, I fully bought in that VR is the future of entertainment. And so I am very, but it definitely needs like a thing. Like it needs like a killer app still. Yeah. And I hope that it is Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, because cool. I've never felt the need to actually buy a VR system of any sort. Not even the PlayStation version.
Totally.
Like every now I'm tempted and I'm like, yeah, it'd be kind of fun, but like there's nothing that I've been like, I have to have it now.
Yeah.
But Half-Life Alyx may be the thing.
Yep.
It's like really want to play it. It's been too long.
Yep.
And of course, part of the reason that I'm in kind of that feeling that like I've got to play it is because so when I started playing Half-Life 2, I was playing it on the orange box, and it came with a Half-Life 2 episodes 1 and 2. And I mean, I played the first one. I was like, I'll play some more. This was fun. That was a mistake. Because now,
whoa. Hello. Oh boy. Got distracted and almost, Dodo Dixie says you are 2.5 hours late. No, we're not. We do this at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Maybe you were 2.5 hours early.
Yeah, I played episodes 1 and 2, and then became that guy that was like, oh my gosh, when are they gonna finish this? Because episode 2 ends in the most brutal cliffhanger possible.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how?
That's what I hear.
How could you possibly leave it at that for over a decade?
Because that sweet Steam money.
I know. Selling hats.
So yeah, selling hats. That's how they made their fortune.
And I mean, yeah, it was just, and it was one of those things like, it's kind of like if you tell a lie and then like you start having to like dig your hole deeper and deeper to keep that lie holding water. It's like the longer they let it sit, the more anticipation there was, and the more that they wouldn't be able to live up to the hype. So,
They should have just come right out. Like once they started seeing the Steam success, I guess what I was gonna say is they should have just come right out and said, "Look, we're sorry, we're not gonna finish this." But maybe they legitimately thought they were going to. Maybe they still do.
I mean, yeah, they might have. But like, or at the very least, like, just like release some sort of small like epilogue kind of thing, just to like cap off the story. Because just like something to just kind of just close the book a little bit on it.
Totally.
Because it was so painful.
Well, for reminders, it said it was as 4 for us in Ankle Land. I'm not sure where that is, but also, where are you seeing reminders? I'm sorry about that. If you're seeing that we're going to be live at the wrong time, I'll have to find out where that was and fix it. But yeah, generally we, On Thursday, can you stream more Heat 4? So, this Thursday, we are not going to be streaming NASCAR Heat 4, but it's because we are going to be streaming the brand new game, Overpass. It's actually coming out this Thursday as well. So we're going to be streaming that this Thursday. But we will definitely stream more Heat 4 in the future. We're not done with that game. And the next car you paint, make it like the opposite of Denny Hamlin's car. That one I'm not going to make any promises on because, one, I don't know what Denny Hamlin's car looks like. And two, we're probably not going to spend the time to... that's just too boring to do for a stream. And I'm not going to do it in my free time. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you.
This car is a FedEx car.
Oh, cool.
So it's like purple.
So
it's like white with purple and orange on it.
I do like those colors. But would the opposite of a FedEx car just be a UPS car? That's the question.
Gosh, do you remember like years and years ago when
Darrell Waltrip was racing the truck?
Yes.
Yes.
We love the truck. We want to race the truck. Those commercials were great.
I think I probably only saw one, but I just heard about it constantly.
Oh, DHL truck.
That's my first ever win in this game, so pretty stoked. To be fair, we've
and with fewer assists than the starting races.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
Right
on hard. Sponsored by FedEx. Indeed.
Is there like an obscure like postal delivery service in the U.S. that like we could paint it up as,
yeah, I'm
like
sure
not
there
UPS
is.
or DHL, but like someone just like really.
Oh, what's the
fills out and your collector's
You're a Futurama fan, right?
Oh yeah.
What's the
Planet Express?
Yeah, but what's the one that they're like kids make to compete with them in that episode? Like the off-brand Planet Express. I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah. Well, the Planet Express car would be pretty good too.
Yeah, it would. That would be really good. I wish man, I don't think maybe I should give it another chance, but I don't think I really like that Disenchanted or whatever show. I just want more Futurama.
Did you watch the first season all the way through?
Yeah, I watched the first and the second season. Or is it just like one season split into two parts? However they do it.
It's 2 seasons.
Okay. Yeah, I liked. I didn't hate it. I just wanted Futurama. It's just like, this is cool, but I just wish it was Futurama.
I still enjoyed it. I'm excited for the next season.
Okay. Dodo says, I think I have a very large delay. It actually doesn't look too bad. There might be a 30-second delay today. We've had some really rough delays. I'm not really sure why. Sometimes it's like great, and sometimes it'll be like, we had a delay that was like 9 minutes last week. Which is crazy. But that, maybe our delays maybe like 45 seconds to a minute today, but so I do apologize for that, because that is annoying. But to be honest, I have looked into literally everything, and it just seems to be completely arbitrary when it decides to work well and when it doesn't. So I'm not sure.
By the way, I like that you call the view change button select and not whatever it is.
Oh yeah, because it's select. Get over yourself, Xbox. It's the select button and the start button.
It's like even PlayStation has screwed it up.
Yeah.
Because now like the start button is the options button.
Yeah, it's
and then
so weird.
The touchpad is basically used as the select button.
Yeah.
Because the share button is a dedicated button.
Yeah.
That's
to sharing to social media or whatever.
Which I don't hate the idea of having a share button, but
No,
like,
it's totally. Just don't make it the select button.
yeah.
Because it is the select button. No, that's a pet peeve of mine. Because like everybody knows, it's universal. It's just that's the start button, that's the select button. Everybody knows this. It's like Mean Girls. Like, stop trying to make fetch a thing. It's never gonna be a thing. Stop trying to make an options button a thing.
I mean, we accept like weird logic in video games all the time. Nobody's gonna bat an eye at like, why is it called start?
Yeah,
Just always has.
Yeah, right.
Just roll with it.
Right, exactly. Dodo says you could do the government postal system, or even better, an Amazon car. It's like a FedEx car. It's more like FedEx than DHL or UPS combined. And Aaron Morgan says, hey guys. Hey Aaron Morgan, how's it going?
Paint it up like an Amazon car and then have some message on it, something like Jeff Bezos owns everybody.
Just have like a graffiti like spray paint X over Amazon and just write "Eat the Rich."
Yeah.
No, credit where it's due. I like his Jeff Bezos Earth Initiative thing. But I don't like that. I feel like he was basically guilted into it.
Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of an image builder for him.
Yeah, but I have to like fight myself on this, but I do think that despite the reasoning for things like that, it's still good that it exists.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say,
but it is annoying.
Yeah,
but it definitely is.
And like that's kind of how I feel about a lot of like billionaire philanthropy.
Yeah,
that,
it's like
listen, it's good that money is going to people that are going to do good things with it, but also,
but it should be more.
Yeah,
and it should have been
I also
sooner.
don't think that like billionaires should be constantly heaped with loads and loads of praise for spending very small portions of their wealth to make things better.
I strongly believe I don't think billionaires should exist.
Yeah,
nobody needs $1 billion as a single person.
Yeah, I mean it's better than like them not doing any philanthropy, but also like listen, like this is probably not the best analogy, but like when I don't like steal a candy bar from the gas station, like I shouldn't be praised for that.
Yeah, right. Right. No, I totally get it. And I don't disagree. Dodo says, at home, do you guys have sim racing rigs? I do not. Joel, do you?
Nope.
No, so we do not. We do have a wheel here in the office that we haven't set up for a while, and it's mostly just because I'm really bad with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I actually have difficulty with it as well.
Yeah. But no, I like controllers, man. Sometimes you don't want to, like, sometimes you just want to sit down and play a game and you don't want to make it into a big thing, you know? And I think, and even I think, like, as much as everybody loved the Wii, I do think during the Nintendo Wii era, that was, like, sometimes a lot of times, I just didn't play the Wii just because I didn't want to have to sit there and hold both my hands up to control their goofy little Wiimote controller. Kind of a tangent there, but...
And, like, I just don't really... Like, I don't want to invest the money into a really fancy sim rig.
Yeah, those are expensive.
And also, like, find the space to set it up and always have it set up.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. I have, negative space in my house. I got way too much music equipment in there. I don't have nearly enough room for racing rigs.
I feel like I am suddenly like playing this a whole lot better now that I kind of realize that the pulsing on the brake trigger is corresponding when the ABS comes on.
Oh.
And that kind of gives me more of an idea of like how much brake pressure I'm actually applying.
Oh, cool.
Because like if you're applying like too much and it's locking up the brakes, that's when ABS is coming on. So like when I was taking kind of a driving school for like track work, I was learning like what you want to do is like you want to push as hard as you can without like getting into the ABS.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Now, granted, there are limits to that. Like if you don't brake at the right time, period.
Yeah.
That's still not gonna. That's not. No matter what, you're not. Nothing's gonna save you at that point. Like you just hold on. But it's kind of like a broad tip.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good tip. Also, Dodo, do you have a sim racing rig at home that you use? Gracias. So what are we even? This is just like single player. Like it just. Is there any kind of story to this at all, or is it just funnels you into races?
Get to the top.
Just get to the top. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really noticed.
The final
I mean,
race
it's
of the
pretty much
series.
just
Now you've brought the finesse and the fury so far. Now finish strong and show everyone
finesse
who
and
will
the
be taking
fury.
home
All right,
the
what's the
Forza Drivers'
difference
Cup.
here? See that damage is, I think, really what's gonna screw me up. So I don't think stability control is that big a deal. I'll try it. Whatever. I'll try it. It's just a game.
And actually, I think
It's just a game, Ninja. I don't know if you saw there was a big viral clip of Ninja going around.
Nope.
I'm so sick of people saying it's just a game. It is just a game, you moron. You can be competitive and still be a game.
I was gonna say, like, what is
Like, his argument is you wouldn't go up to Tom Brady and say it's just a game, but I definitely would.
Absolutely would.
I
It's just a
absolutely
game.
would. It is literally. There's a great clip of a professional hockey player in the NHL. Oh, I can't think of his name. But he's kind of famous for like saying goofy stuff, and there's this really funny clip. He has a heavy accent, and it's after a game, and he's just like, "Why you have to be mad? It's just game. Hockey just game. Why you have to be so mad?" And that's exactly how I feel about all sports and games. Is they're just games.
Yeah, I mean, well, and like it's fine to like take a game seriously,
Yes,
and it's
absolutely
fine
it
to be
is.
professional
And
about
I
it,
do.
But also, like, it literally is a game.
Yes. That. Yep.
Sports are literally games.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. I could not agree more.
and that's okay.
Yes.
And it's okay to take it kind of seriously. But
Yes.
also, like,
But
It
also,
also
don't let
isn't-
yourself forget that it literally is just a game.
yeah, and it's and it isn't the most important thing in the world.
Yes.
It just isn't.
Yeah, but I just thought that was kind of a funny clip. But I guess apparently later, and whether or not this is him saving face, apparently he tweeted like that was he was 95% being sarcastic. It's like I'm a little skeptical, Ninja. It seemed pretty serious to me in the clip. Whoa, whoops. I was reading the chat and not paying attention. Reading the chat and not paying attention. My fault. But so,
I was confused because like your timing was almost perfect. They were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the green road."
yeah. It was my bad. Dodo says, "Do you guys watch any racing stuff?"
So, I wish I did. I've never gotten super into watching motorsports. For whatever reason, it's just always been kind of hard for me to like sit down and like watch a race. That's not to say that I don't. Like, I actually usually watch the Indy 500 every year, partly because I'm from Indiana and it just kind of feels like the thing to do.
Oh yeah.
And
That makes sense.
And I do actually usually end up enjoying watching it. Like, most of the Indy races I've watched, I've enjoyed. Like, it's close racing, without it just kind of being sort of the, like, super tight packs of NASCAR. Like, there's a little bit of space, but not too much. Like, it feels like kind of a happy medium. And it's not like F1 where it's like, well, it's just a long parade of whoever qualifies just stays in front for the whole time. Yeah, I've always had kind of a hard time keeping up with racing schedules and just sitting down and watching.
Yeah, I don't really watch any motorsports. But my mom does, and she keeps me informed on the latest NASCAR happenings. I guess since this is a video game stream, the only thing that could even be in the realm, and this is a stretch, I know, but I do watch Rocket League eSports, and that is actually the only esport I even watch. I don't really watch like a whole lot of streams, really, but I enjoy Rocket League a lot because that, to me, Rocket League is the truest equivalent of like a real life sport in video game form. So I enjoy watching that.
I will say I have occasionally seen clips from the Gran Turismo racing series, and the highlights from those races are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I believe it.
The overtakes and things are fantastic.
Well, because you can be like riskier. You don't have to worry about literally dying. Like,
well, and also, I mean, I think things are actually even more even than in real life. Because I mean, in real life, there's so many variables to every single car, even if they're running the same engine and the tuning of the suspension, the aerodynamics, all of those can make such big differences when you've got a team that really knows what they're doing. But you throw a bunch of people that just know how to drive and basically are thrown in with kind of basic setups, it can be pretty close.
Yeah, just got to keep those thumbs nice and loose, and that's really all you got to worry about. Dodo says, when it's your only income, you become protective. Fair, but Ninja's worth probably $30 million, so so he doesn't get to use that excuse. But fair point, and I take your point. But I think you still need to, even if that is your only income, you need to recognize you are making your money from a game. I think you can't delude yourself into thinking that it's like some super serious business. It is a game.
Yeah, I mean, like, we make our money on cars, on new cars, talking about cars, and like, I 100% recognize that, like, that's not really that important.
Yeah, totally.
Like, we all really enjoy it.
Totally.
But
totally.
I mean, they're just cars.
But like, yeah. But it is important to us, just like games are important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think my only argument here that I'm trying to make is just don't, like, misattribute like a ridiculous amount of importance to something that is literally a game.
By the way, while I think the build-up is a bit extreme for just 3 laps, I really like the build-up of dirt on the rear window of this.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I mean, like, it would not be that dusty after just 3 laps,
No.
like, holy crap, but it looks really nice.
Dodo says that is so far stretched that you've blown my mind in regards to my Rocket League comparison. That's hilarious. Black Knight Racing says, hi peeps, what's up? How's it going? And so Van Mai actually is my mother in the chat, Dodo. So that is why that user responded to your question about my mom and who she supports. So that is her.
Oh, random thing that I just remembered. So this Hyundai Veloster and actually in the same black paint color. If you want, you can check out on Autoblog.com. I recorded a video of the exhaust note of this car.
Oh, nice.
And you can check out how it sounds in real life.
Nice.
Shameless plug for Autoblog.
Yeah,
right
there we
here,
go.
down here. Pillow with our logo that kind of slid down, and
I mean, one could say this entire 2-hour stream is really just a shameless plug for Autoblog.com. Black Knight says I can be bought for.
Don't tell anyone though.
For £5, what is that, pounds?
Yeah.
Ugh, this is my American ignorance here. I apologize, but don't treat me cheap. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Also, I'm not upset at how I'm doing with the professional assists on right now. Not upset at all.
Yeah, and having at least part of the racing line always helps too.
Totally. I definitely don't need the whole thing. But you
don't need to be told go fast here.
Yeah, right.
You just need to know like where to slow down a bit
Right.
and like where I should be turning.
Are you saying open it up on the straightaways? What?
Whoa.
Good stuff.
And actually, something else that I was like thinking of, like racing lines and stuff. Something really cool that is available on some Mercedes AMG products. You can get this data logging system that'll record lap times and like your braking and throttle inputs and G-forces and stuff on each lap. What's really, really cool though is that on a lot of these Mercedes, the navigation has an augmented reality system where it has a camera that's like reading road signs and stuff. And so on your infotainment screen, like where you have your stereo stuff, it'll pop up a view.
I realize that might be a little far.
It'll pop up a view of like what's in front of you, and it'll like overlay like the street name, like it'll highlight like this is the street you should be turning onto.
That's crazy.
So that system will also work with the data logger, so when you're on track, it will overlay the driving line onto that front camera
That's
view.
So crazy.
So that
augmented reality is so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Man, that is so cool.
The only problem I see with it is that that driving line screen is going to be kind of down and to the right, and when you're on track, you should always be looking out the window far down. Like you want to look far ahead. You don't want to look down.
That's gonna be the equivalent of me briefly looking at the chat and driving right off the track.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Also, I do want to say I don't think I've ever. So we play a fair amount of NASCAR Heat on this stream. And we talk a lot about people's favorite drivers. I don't think I've ever seen anybody call out William Byron. So that's pretty cool. That's just a new name that I don't see very often. So what is this? What is this here? Can you explain this? I kind of because we skip through this.
I mean, this is like old school driving sim career mode. I mean,
okay, so this is just like the different like licenses you can get.
Yeah, kind of.
Essentially.
Like you just work your way up through the different levels of racing, and so like you start out with easier races, and you move up to harder races with faster cars.
Cool, I love it.
The Forza Drivers' Cup is the top.
I love it.
I have not reached the top, partly because I like driving the slow cars in these games.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I really love the the fake like trophies for these. I think they're really cool looking.
Yeah.
I wish they were real. Somebody has probably 3D printed them. I'm sure multiple somebodies have.
Why is that not unlocked? I guess we've got to do some other things. I'll let you do the limo bowling.
All right. That sounds fun.
I guess I'll do this.
History of rivalries.
Gymkhana.
Prost versus Senna, McLaren versus Ferrari. A proper rivalry gets your blood pumping, pushes you to improve.
Moving on.
That's hilarious. Guy's trying so hard to get you psyched up. Really get your blood pumping. Next.
Just let me drive.
Yeah.
What helped me get to the level I wanted to get was the passion.
Going veteran, okay.
Every day. I want to be in the car every day.
Do you happen to know the difference between the pro and the veteran settings?
I think veteran is no traction or stability control.
Okay.
And manual transmission.
Manual. Yeah, that one would be tough for me.
So, seeing the comment about William Byron driving Jeff Gordon's old car, that reminded me. So I was down at Daytona for the Daytona 24, and...
Jesus, why is it so loud? I got so loud.
Loud car.
Yeah, let me know, chat, if you need me to turn down the game audio. That's aggressively loud. Whoa! Whoa!
So, I didn't know that was... Oh, I got no rewinds.
Because veteran.
Yep. Why isn't there just a straight restart button, though?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
When I was at Daytona for the Daytona the Rolex 24 at Daytona, I saw so many people rocking 90s DuPont rainbow jackets.
Yeah. The DuPont rainbow colors are iconic.
Indeed.
Black Knight says, love Mr. Block. Yeah, same. Super entertaining driver to watch. Oh, man. Oh, so Dodo supports William Byron because he drives Jeff Gordon's old car. So a little legacy support there. Nice. Dodo says, I will be back in about 17 minutes. Well, if it's 16 minutes or 18 minutes, I'm going to be very upset. Just kidding. No, take your time, Dodo.
Geez.
Thanks we appreciate you watching and hanging out so far.
Trouble getting the braking right on this.
I mean, this seems like a zippy car.
Oh yeah,
quick.
it's fast.
It seems super quick.
It's all-wheel drive and it's like 600 horsepower and it weighs like no more than 2,000 pounds. Like,
I got one thing I want to try again. We've done this on the stream once before. It was a little bit of a pain because we are a family. All right, so we're a family-friendly stream, but we have streamed Grand Theft Auto before, and I've been kind of getting back into it again. And I recently, specifically because they're offering you like a free $2 million basically just to log in. So I'm like, yeah, sure. It's really hard to make money in that game. So I did that, and then I ended up blowing $3 million on a Bugatti, which is very fun to drive in that game. Well, you know, their version of a Bugatti. It's not a real Bugatti, because they're not allowed to say that, but it's a Bugatti. But I've been having a lot of fun driving that car around the world of Los Santos in GTA, and I would love to stream that sometime again in the future. But I think what I'd have to do is I just have to get into only like the racing menu and just never leave that. And even then, just call it a teen stream, just because of, at the very least. Yeah, just because of some of the wild stuff that goes on in that game. Man.
I am struggling.
Tough one.
One more time. This is partly why I like driving the slower cars.
Yeah. Black Knight says he just said club memberships in Forza, but what about them though? Nice, nailed that one.
Seems so slidey. I feel like I need more grip.
Barf Clap says I eat sand, as is tradition.
This is one of the other things that I think is a little bit weird about this game is that, like, it'll start you off in relatively tame, easy, like, hot hatchbacks, and then it's like, here, drive this 600 horsepower all-wheel drive monster.
Yeah. Here, be Ken Block now. What? Black Knight says, good community. Not sure if you are referring to the clubs in Forza or our community. But I think we have a good community. are talking about club memberships in Forza, pro eSports teams, etc. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know anything about. I literally just bought this game today, this morning, and installed it for this stream. So I don't anything anything you guys haven't seen on this stream. I don't know about.
I do love the way this thing takes off. You just like jam it down, and even with the tires like spinning, you can feel that it's getting after it and getting away. It's like, this is awesome. It's like the Roadrunner from like the cartoons.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you just see
It's a cloud of smoke.
see the wheels
billowing
spin up and it takes off.
That's awesome.
Meep, meep.
Black Knight says, my fave is R-Class. Barfclap says, you are a good community, Eric. Are you saying that because I'm schizophrenic?
Are you?
Sure feels like it sometimes. But I will take the compliment. Thank you. The community of crazy people that lives inside my brain. Thanks you.
No! Oh, no! I got cocky! Oh no! Oh no! Go,
It looks like you're still good.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go! No!
Oh man. Oh man. Wow, you're still ahead. Still ahead. Oh, whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Oh god. Okay, so Joel just got back from Milan, and if you give me coronavirus, I'm gonna be upset. I don't like hearing those coughs.
No, that's just me from screaming. Is there a? Oh my gosh! I want to just really briefly. I want to see what happened there at the end.
Oh, there's a replay. That's really cool. Black Knight says, look for Tora Online Racing Authority. I don't know what you mean. Like look for it where? This is a solid replay mode.
Mm-hmm. It didn't take so long to load, like, skips forward, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. That was a long race. Well, I guess it wasn't. I guess the race before it was much longer.
Yeah, I think I'm close to where I got cocky.
Wow, look at those brakes.
Yeah.
It's bright red.
Yep, this is where it all went wrong. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Panicked and reversing.
Oh.
Basically, I blocked the road. Whew. I was really panicking there. Like, oh no, 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 no!
The Online Racing Association. Okay, I gotcha. Man, this looks real cool, Black Knight. It's really cool. I have to do some more looking into this outside of the stream.
Nice work. This car is now yours. Now you can pull it out of the garage and race it whenever you want. Keep an eye out for more showcases.
See,
that drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. If I wasn't on stream right now, I'd be petty and give it a 1-star.
Yep.
That's what I always do at home. Like, shut up and let me play the game. Or, like, ask, like, when you go to quit a game, ask me then. Like, when you're leaving it. Like, don't ask me in the middle of the game. That drives me crazy. All right, limo bowling.
Yep.
Let's see what this is all about.
Proof a car can make anything.
Yeah, it's like
Instead of rolling a ball down a lane to hit some pins,
it's a lot of what feels like mobile game sensibilities
Yeah,
applied
yeah,
to
yeah,
a
yeah.
console game.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop it.
Yeah. Also, spoiler alert, Forza, literally no one in the entire world is basing their decision to buy the next Forza game on Xbox reviews. I promise you that.
All about the spin. You got to get in there.
That is an Eric Meyer guarantee.
As wide as possible. Think about it from a style point, but also
the Top Gear track. Cool.
The harder it gets other pins.
Start race.
So the goal was pretty simple.
Just knock down as many pins as possible. Thank you for the follow, Black Knight. It's much appreciated. Do I want the yellow ones?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
They're worth more.
Oh, well, crap.
Yeah, I was like, wow, you just missed a lot of points back there.
I mean, sometimes these games trick you like that, where it's like, only get the one color, don't get the other color. Should have gone left there. That's okay. I'm not doing great at this.
I mean, there are more out there than you can like easily than you can really like truly hit.
Yeah.
And I think you do get like more score for like the higher your speed is like you're hitting them.
Oh.
So I think that's one of the other things that.
Black Knight says, I think it's an underrated platform, referring to Tora. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's ringing a small bell in my brain. I think I've heard of it before, but I don't know if I've ever really like looked into what it is. But it looks really cool. Thanks for telling us about that. Is that a win?
Yeah,
What was
I think
the goal?
your target was like 330,000.
Blew it out of the water.
I remember in Gran Turismo 4, it was the first time that... So, like, the license tests in Gran Turismo can be pretty stressful. Because
Dude, I remember from Gran Turismo 2.
Yeah,
It was
I mean, you're
really
just spending all
stressful.
this time trying to shave off seconds, and so often what happens is like you'll get across the line, it's like, did I make it? Did I make it? Did I make it? And like it pops up the number, and you're off by like a 10th, a hundredth,
man, I remember
sometimes even thousandths of a second, and it's the most painful thing in the world. And in GT4 they introduced something called a coffee break. That like
Well, thank you for the follow, KK. I believe that is maybe our coworker here. Yeah.
And like basically no matter what you did in the coffee break, like I mean it didn't count toward your license. Like fail it, pass it, whatever, doesn't matter. It's basically there just to kind of like, okay, just relax a little bit. There were some where it was like just knock over all the cones laid out in a spiral, like just easy things like that. Just like we know that this is crazy and stressful, so here's something to help
take a
feel
load
little
off
better.
here. Thanks, KK. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the follow. And it was great meeting you earlier.
Yeah, so this is classic muscle car series, and I don't want to drive the car that we.
So we got to get our Dom Toretto on here.
Trans Am, Candicuda, Cougar Eliminator, Crazy Holden Tirana, less crazy Holden Tirana, Mustang Boss 302.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Ford Falcon XY GTHO Phase 3. That's an Australian Ford. We never got that in the States.
Yeah, that doesn't look familiar
Same
to
with
me
this
at all.
Holden. That didn't. Although it actually kind of looks a little bit like a Chevy Vega from some angles. Maybe it's related to it. Yeah, this is another Aussie Ford. Charger RT. Charger Daytona Hemi. Actually, I think I saw what I'd like to get up here. AMC Javelin AMX.
Ooh. I mean, go for it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. Yeah. Yeah, if that one's cool. Oh, go with that color, though. Yeah.
Nice. Another car for the collection.
Wow, I'm a big fan of that color. It's not quite mint, but it's like almost there. I really like that color.
I think that was...
Oh, it goes great with our racing suit.
Yeah, it does. I think that was part of like their line. I think they called them the big bad colors. There's like blue, like a bright blue, a bright green, and a bright red.
That's awesome. Those are the best colors.
Any other mods we can apply?
Oh, good call. I forgot. I keep forgetting these things
No,
exist.
guess not.
Guess it's not a big deal that I keep forgetting.
Loading, loading, loading. Keep this game loading. There we go.
Ooh, here's a Daytona.
Yeah.
Hopefully Dodo gets back for this one. Dodo said they're gonna be back in 17 minutes. How long has it been? Let's see. 17 minutes. That was 16 minutes ago. All right.
Oh, okay. So seeing somebody with a General Lee chart reminded me one of the funniest things that I have seen online is someone somewhere did up a Charger, but instead of orange with the Rebel flag, he did it in blue with the Union flag and called it the General Grant.
That's awesome.
I was like, okay, that's really funny, and it's also actually pretty clever.
Yes.
Like, that's...
Yeah, that's actually really awesome.
Move! Seeing all these cars has me itching for, like, Dream Cruise. I know that's, like, months away.
Oh, God.
I'm so ready for nice weather again.
Yeah. Dude, supposedly we're about to be blasted with snow tonight and tomorrow again.
Come on.
I'll tell you the latest here. We'll get up to the date weather report. So we do have a winter storm watch. Looks like we're gonna get 3 to 6 inches tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
With
it's almost March.
With potentially an additional 1 on Thursday. But a lot of times when it says that, we don't get the additional one.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It feels really spring-like today.
Yeah, it does. But enjoy that until tomorrow.
I mean, it's kind of like crummy spring weather, but it's still at least not winter weather.
Yep. Indeed.
Daytona.
Nice. First place. Oh man.
Yeah, like coming down off of the banking down to here is always so stressful. It's so easy to lose it through there.
Rolex.
So I'm really glad this car has a 5-speed. Some of these old muscle cars are 4 speeds and they're real low.
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
That's focused silence.
But Daytona is a really excellent facility. Like, it's a really great racetrack, especially for watching races. Like, the main grandstands, you get a really great view of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been, but it definitely seems just massive.
Oh, and the airport's like right over there.
That's crazy. It's very interesting to see the different interpretations between like NASCAR Heat 4 and this game for this track. Dodo's back, and this is Daytona. I was just saying, I hope you made it back in that 17 minutes.
We just finished.
No, we just finished though. Well, so got to see a little bit of Daytona, but it wasn't a full-fledged NASCAR Daytona, so short circuit Daytona. You made progress in monthly races, apparently.
Yay, I guess. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't even know what half the things that notifications come up for. It's like, I don't know what.
Yeah. What even is this? I feel that way about. I've been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And let me preface the rest of what I'm gonna say with I'm enjoying it, but by no means is it a good game. But I am enjoying it. But just so we're clear, I know it's not a good game. But there are so many like little things that pop up that I'm like, what even is this? Like I don't even have a guess. And in fact, I just discovered I'm like halfway through the game. I just discovered via an article I was reading online that I completely missed the only way to like upgrade all of your attacks, which is literally the only thing you do in that game. And I didn't even like it was so unclear. I didn't even know it existed. So
you can't get to over 9,000.
No, well, the thing, I guess, more testament to why it's not a great game is because I didn't even notice. It was fine. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But certainly a lot easier now that I discovered that. But if you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan, or even if you're just a moderate Dragon Ball Z fan and you just kind of want to relive like the main points of the story, it's good for that. But it's definitely not. There are much better open world RPGs, and I would say most of them probably are much better. But as a way to quickly rewatch the entirety of the Dragon Ball Z series, it's pretty good. But you got to go into it with that perspective. Yeah.
We all have games like that where, like,
yeah,
they're not actually good necessarily, but like as long as you understand that and like, I mean, like you play it because there are other reasons that it's like, I don't know, it's like the only place that you can really find it.
Totally. And for me, that game is more of just maybe like once or twice a week, I'll play it for like 45 minutes and I'll clear like just one chapter. It's like really easy to just like clear like a chapter. And I'm never lost because I clearly know the story of Dragon Ball Z. I watched it several times when I was younger. So it's just kind of nice. I've been playing that in between. I played Ori and the Blind Forest for the first time ever.
I've heard that's really good. I've never played it though.
It is very good. It's a Metroidvania, which is my favorite genre of game, so I think I judged it, like, by far. So I think I judged it a little more harshly than most. I would say it's an incredible, like, first Metroidvania for someone. Like, if you're not sure about that genre, it's incredible. Like, it should definitely be your first one. But if you're looking for something with a little more meat, it's still really good. But go Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's way better. Oh no.
Not to get acquainted with some tires.
calculated.
We'll go with that.
Yep. Definitely intentional. I also liked Ori because I beat it in like 9 hours, which is very short for a Metroidvania. But I like that. Mm-hmm. That's a plus in my book. Because Hollow Knight, while I do think it is better, it took me like 40 hours. Yeah. And then I played like an additional 10 just messing around because I loved it so much. But I'm pretty excited. The reason why I played Ori is because it's free on Game Pass, which shout out to Game Pass. And it's got a sequel coming out soon.
Yeah.
And because I saw that it was a shorter one, it was like under 10 hours for most people. So like I can swing that.
Yeah, I just got the BioShock Remastered Collection because it's free with PlayStation Plus.
Nice.
So even though
free games, man.
Yeah. So even though I've played through all of the BioShock games a couple of times, I was like, well, now I can play it on my PS4 and slightly nicer graphics.
Yep. Yep. I also bought, this one wasn't free, but, oh yeah, I need to make a correction because I incorrectly said on one of the last streams that Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 HD, or whatever that stupid title is. I said that was.
Thank you for calling, because like
it's
I've
insane.
always thought like these are the most ridiculous.
It's insane, and then there's another separate game called Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid, but anyways, I really love the Kingdom Hearts series, but I haven't finished any of the games, but I've played a lot of them and loved every second of it. Sometimes I don't finish games. It happens. But they had this collection. I thought it was going to be free on Game Pass. It is not. Kingdom Hearts 3 is free on Game Pass as of today. But the 1.5, 2.5, you have to buy it. It's $50, but it does include HD remasters of like the first 6 Kingdom Hearts games. So I bought that, and I've been playing through the first Kingdom Hearts game again. God, I love that game. It's so charming.
So like when they release all of the games in one big pack, it'll be called like Kingdom Hearts 3.1.2.
Yeah, probably something goofy like that. But no, I think for 6 remastered games, $50 is, and for games as expansive as Kingdom Hearts, that is not a bad deal. Yeah. But
that's a series that I've always kind of thought about picking up, but never did, and I don't know that I would actually enjoy them. I'm not into RPGs.
Yeah, then they are very much JRPGs.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I should actually specify, like, I can enjoy some RPGs. Like, I love the Fallout games, and I really enjoyed Outer Worlds, but those are very much more like Western action RPGs.
Yeah.
And
this is, I would say, it's definitely an action RPG, which is kind of rare, or at least at the time it was rare for JRPGs.
Yeah, and I think I would probably enjoy it more than I would enjoy like an actual Final Fantasy game.
Guaranteed you would. Yeah, guaranteed.
But yeah, I just, at a certain point, like the item management and managing like NPCs that are with you, just like all like. If I have to go through a certain number of menus at a certain point, like, I will be completely turned off. Like, I get it. Get back to the game.
I get it. I definitely get it. But I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
at least for that genre game.
The games seem like they have an interesting, if convoluted story, and like the environments look super cool. Like, I kind of want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 just for the Toy Story levels.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't think I could really. I don't think I could pull it off. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I would say. So I hopped into. I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out because I'm dumb, and I played it for a little while. But then I learned that this HD remake collection was coming out, and I was like, I'm gonna wait. Like, I wanna, because I've never played any amount of Kingdom Hearts 2. I played a fair amount of Kingdom Hearts 1, And then all of the weird little like in between ones. I played a few of those here and there. Dodo says, "Can you chuck on one more left turn in the background?"
You'll be able to
No, no, I can't. I'm sorry, but that's really funny.
You'll never get better just racing weaker opponents.
But yeah,
Hold off the difficulty.
I would say Kingdom Hearts 1 does a good job of easing you in. Much better than I think a lot of modern RPGs even do. And also just because of when it came out, there's not quite as many. There are definitely menus, but it doesn't seem like they all make sense, which is not something I can say for a lot of other RPGs, particularly JRPGs. Those can get dense, to put it mildly. But I would say, like, if and when this collection drops down to like $20, it might be worth your time to check it out. I think it's so charming. It's so charming. And the story's really nice. Like, it's all about, like, friendship. It's kind of sappy, but it's cool. It's Disney. It's Disney. It's got to be a little sappy. Also, I got to give a quick shout out here to this game's assist settings, because it's been flawless for you and I to switch back and forth every race. It hasn't been an issue at all.
Yeah, the veteran difficulty is pretty much exactly what I want. Like,
yeah,
basically everything off except ABS, because I mean, you can't get that good a brake feel with these triggers.
Yeah. No, I feel the same about the professional difficulty. It's been working out well for me.
I also increased the Drivatar difficulty, so in case I lose, I've got an excuse.
Okay. What did you increase it to?
Just the next level up, so they are now above average Drivatars.
Ooh, all right. Well,
in fairness, we have kind of been running away with like every race.
yes.
So
Yeah.
take that, Armor.
I would say we're above average gamers, so bring it on.
We've had a very game-centric conversation today.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was just thinking about it, but I'm wondering when like I've talked about on the stream before, like how much I've enjoyed the game Control.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for. There's supposed to be like story DLC coming out at some point. That's free.
Oh,
that
nice.
I'm really excited for,
Yeah,
but I
love
don't
to
know
hear
when it's
that.
gonna come out.
Yeah, that's another. Man, I got such a bad. So I'm simultaneously playing Kingdom Hearts 1, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and really those are the only two like story-based games because I beat Ori. And then I'm always playing like Call of Duty and Rocket League just with like friends.
Right.
But Control is very much on my list. So is Wolfenstein 2.
Oh yes.
And I'm still working my way through. I had such a great time, as I said on this stream, with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I was very tempted, and in fact, I did jump right into the next game, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a few months off from Assassin's Creed so I don't get burnt out. So I'm waiting on that, but...
Kind of just used him to get around the corner.
Nah,
I feel a little bit bad about that.
That's the Eric Meyer special. Are you kidding me? That's the... Okay, I feel like Dodo just dropped a pun that I don't understand, so I'm wondering if you understand it.
Just a minute.
So I'll read it to you. It says, "Don't you just hate it when your foot cramps up and you feel like you could load your foot at any moment?" Load your spelled Lodeyore.
I wonder if he maybe meant, like, lose your foot?
Oh, yeah, it could just be a typo. I just was thinking too much into it. I'm really dumb, Dodo. But, no, I absolutely hate that. It's the worst feeling. I almost hate it even more than when it's, like, waking up after it falls asleep. And it's just, like, prickly and, like, weird.
That's the part that I hate.
And it's, like, you kind of want to stand up, but it's also, it almost feels like it, like, is going to hurt if you stand up. Like, it's just, like, really weird. Dodo says, is that a Daytona car? It's the same car that we were using at Daytona. What car was this?
This is an AMC Javelin AMS.
Javelin, yes. But yeah, this was the same car that we were driving on Daytona. The only thing we haven't talked about yet today, Joel, which is surprising because there's big news.
Don't do it.
Star Wars.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something else.
Oh, what did you think it was going to be?
I'm not going to say because I don't want to talk about it today. So, I'll
tell
you later.
All right. I can't even imagine what it would have been.
What's the big Star Wars news?
So they announced the next big initiative for, like, the main story that they're going to be doing for Star Wars across all forms of media. And basically, so the Skywalker saga is over. We're done hearing about Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Yes. So the next big...
Really close. I think I've got it.
Oh, nice. The next big initiative is called Star Wars: The High Republic.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's basically when all the Jedi were big stoners. No, just kidding. It's like 200 years. It's like 200 years.
That's not where I was expecting you to go with that.
No, it takes place like 200 years before, like, the Skywalker saga, when at the height of the Jedi's.
Really? More prequels?
Yeah, but I don't think. I think it's more. It could have easily been 200 years. I think it's more just like no connection. Like I wouldn't really think of them as prequels, really, because it's the same. I mean, it's not like the technology is going to be any different or anything.
Like, I don't know. I think it would have been interesting if there had been more stuff about the galaxy, like, after the fall of Emperor Palpatine and stuff, and like before the Resistance. Because one of my things with that first one was that I was like, it just felt weird going from Return of the Jedi,
Hi, James,
like, straight into like, the new Empire is, like, already taking over, and, like, the Resistance is already, like, in really bad shape. It's like, what happened? I thought we won last time we were here. Like, why is everything broken again?
Yeah. No, they're I think they maybe just don't want to deal with that at all and just want to absolutely clean slate. I can't say I blame them. As someone who devours Star Wars media, it's very convoluted. So I definitely get it. But it sounds interesting. Basically, this is going to be the new initiative across comic books, novels, video games, and TV and movies. And so they're just going to everything's going to be the High Republic. I'm interested. I don't know if I'm excited yet, but I am interested.
So I also kind of feel like, gosh, there's just been so much stuff about, like, the Old Republic.
So this isn't the Old Republic. This is... They were very clear to make that distinction. The Old Republic is more like thousands of years before the Skywalker saga. This one is more like Yoda will presumably be in this as a younger, like, Yoda.
So slightly older than the prequels, than the prequel movies, I mean.
Yeah, I would say a little more than slightly. I mean, generations older, like several generations. But I mean, a Yoda generation is like 900 years.
Right.
So. But.
So we're gonna follow Baby Yoda for a millennium.
Well, no, Baby Yoda won't be in this at all because Baby.
I know, but, like, I mean.
Yeah, we might see, like, angsty teenage Yoda, real Yoda.
No, I don't want to see that.
No, me neither.
How we just skip over all that?
Yeah. Whoa, not allowed to say that, Mendez. Don't say that again or you will be banned immediately. And I would ban you right now if I didn't have my hands on the controller. I think that... Sure, this works. I think the name of the car was the Daytona Charge. Hi, James. Sorry. I said hi before, but I wasn't... I kind of quickly said it. But thanks for watching. Ugh. 9 of 24. Okay, so I'm not doing quite as bad as I thought I maybe was. Got some ground to make up here, though. I agree, Dodo. I agree. I didn't like the Rise of Skywalker at all.
I still haven't watched it, and like I'm actually at the point where I don't even know if I care about if there are spoilers. I mean, there's literally nothing to spoil. It's so nonsensical. Like there's almost nothing to spoil. Like it's just so crazy.
Hey, my spidey senses were going off from across the office. Are you guys talking about Star Wars in here?
Yes.
We were talking about Star Wars.
Also, wouldn't those be called Star Wars senses then
No,
instead?
it's the Force.
It is the Force.
Spider Force.
It is the Force. Talking to Mike, please.
Spider
Mike,
Force.
please.
Stinks in here.
We need you on record.
Well, it didn't until you walked in, John. Ooh!
I just fell. I'm fine. I fell.
Yes.
Oh, yikes. My stocks are taking a beating.
Your stocks?
Yeah.
Your stonks?
My stonks.
I love the stonks meme.
But no, we were just talking about the High Republic initiative.
Yeah.
And how the Rise of Skywalker was really bad.
Yeah, it was not good.
It wasn't good.
I'm excited to read the book, though.
I am too. I'm very excited to read the book. I'm sure I will enjoy the book a lot more than I like the movie.
Eric, you gotta give the Rogue One book a chance.
I know I do, and I will.
The book is like excellent.
Yeah, no, I 100% believe
And
you,
I love
and
the,
I definitely
and
will.
I love the movie, but like the book is really excellent.
Yeah.
I think even you'll like the book.
I bet I will. I bet I would.
I would definitely recommend reading Catalyst directly before it. Just doing the whole story makes it all like it comes together so nicely.
I don't mean to interrupt you, John, but we should introduce you.
Okay.
This is John Snyder, our green editor. I guess he's leaving now. See you, John. That's also
Okay.
that was real weird. That's also Barf Clap in the chat. Big Star Wars guy, as you can see.
So I enjoyed the Rogue One movie, but the thing that I was really upset about was like they killed off so many cool characters that I was like, you couldn't let one of them survive and like show up sometime later down the road.
Yeah,
like,
right. I guess they figured they couldn't because then where would that character be in the original trilogy?
in hiding. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
no,
if you
you're
just
right.
blew up, if you just stole plans to the Death Star and blew up some pretty important bases, you would probably be in hiding from the Empire for a while.
Yeah. No, you are right. You are right. But
Also, I do like donuts, both the car kind and the sugary kind.
yeah, I like the car kind, but I'm not super big on like the sugary kind.
Krispy Kremes are where it's at.
All right, getting better on that turn, but I don't think it's gonna catch me up 8 places.
Yeah, that corner's called the corkscrew. And it's
I see why.
it's an elevation change of like 5 stories.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
And I've driven on it.
Whoa!
And the thing is,
Did you survive?
oh yeah. And actually, the thing is, in real life,
Get it?
is
Because
not
you
nearly as
obviously
scary.
survived. Okay. I guess it's just not gonna let me rewind. Like what?
I don't know.
Oh my god, there's stuff popping up on our computer. I hate this.
But yeah, so the corkscrew, like in real life, it is not nearly as scary as it looks in like video games, and like even when you're there, like I've been to Laguna Seca a couple of times to. I want to see if you don't mind, I want to see if we can like win this race.
Oh yeah, go for it.
And
no, I want to see that 9th place cemented in history.
thought I hit retry. Maybe it's still giving us like rewards regardless.
James says,
Yeah.
Star Wars, I like it. And Dodo says, no one cares, John says no one ever.
Yeah.
What were you saying before?
So like the corkscrew.
Oh, the
like,
corkscrew.
Because I've been
Yeah,
to Laguna
yeah,
Seca
yeah.
a couple times, also just to like watch. Mm-hmm. And like you can walk up the hill that's near the corkscrew, and like the view is great, but it makes everything look like extra tall, and like these cars are just flying down this hill.
Yeah,
It's
oh
crazy.
god. James says, what about Halo Infinite? I'm pretty excited for Halo Infinite. I kind of fell off Halo around, so my first Halo game was Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST, which I loved. I really loved them both.
ODST is good.
Yes,
Like that, I think that
super
is an
good.
underrated Halo game.
Yes, agreed. Super good. Played a lot of multiplayer for a while when those games came out, and then I just for whatever reason, I fell off the Halo games. Then a year or so ago, I got the Master Chief Collection, and for the first time, I played through Halo 1 and 2. We actually were saying just earlier this stream, when I did that playthrough, this was last year, I think, I didn't think Halo 1 held up at all. I thought that game was awful, to be honest, in 2019, playing it for the first time in 2019. I thought Halo 2 was okay, and then Halo 3 is, I feel like, kind of where the series hit its stride. I still have never played Halo 4. I played a little bit of Halo 5, and I liked it. But I was kind of a little burnt out. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Halo Infinite, how they can make it like fresh and cool again. As much as everybody thinks they're kind of sick of Battle Royale, I think if ever you're going to bring in a Battle Royale, bring in a Halo Battle Royale for sure. I think that would be crazy. I think it would be super fun. Thank you for the follow, Tron. I think it would be super fun. I think it would be super successful. To be honest, I'm a little surprised it doesn't exist already. But I think that could be really cool. I could see them doing something really cool with a Halo Battle Royale, and maybe they do it. Maybe they do it in Infinite. Who knows? Love Larson ketamine donuts.
I don't think I've ever had those.
I mean, ketamine's a drug, so.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had those.
And Tron says, nice car. Thanks, Tron.
So I've played ODST, Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4. And like after 4, I kind of had my fill.
Yeah.
I didn't think 4 was actually that good.
That's what I hear. I never played it, but
Felt like a lot of the enemies got really samey, and the new weapons weren't much fun.
yeah. See,
Those are kind of critical for a first-person shooter.
I think Halo's biggest competition is going to be Doom. Because I think Doom is what Halo kind of like wishes it was in terms of interesting weapons and like crazy things to do. Kind of a similar like floaty kind of feel to the mechanics. But Doom Eternal looks amazing, and the last Doom game was amazing.
Yeah,
so.
I really need to play through the first Doom because because Doom Eternal looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The Doom Slayer.
Yeah. I just can't get over how it's like the entire like concept of Doom is like this guy fights demons, sometimes on Mars, sometimes in hell, but never has this guy traveled to this universe's equivalent of heaven? And I just think that's so interesting and
Well,
so.
If your job is to kill demons, what demons are you going to find in heaven?
Well, I guess we'll find out. I guess we will find out. I'm Dear Plot. Says cool. So cool. Thanks for watching.
so I actually do feel like the first Halo holds up pretty decently.
When was the last time you played it?
It was a few years ago, but
I would say play it again.
well, but that was also the first time that I'd actually played through it the whole way through.
Okay.
So I played it with like a fairly modern background. Oh no. Well, I don't think I'm quite gonna pull off the win now.
That's right, better than ninth.
But I will say there's one level in the first Halo that never should have been there in the first place.
Is it the flood level?
Yes.
Yep.
The library, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
It's
awful.
so bad.
It is awful.
Like, I know that there are a lot of people that say that there's a level in Halo 3 that's the worst in the series. No, the library is the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It goes on forever.
And it looks every screen looks identical.
Every single one. They're all the same.
Yeah, and the flood are annoying enemies to begin with. Like, no, I agree.
The library's so colossally bad.
Yeah, and maybe I am being a little unfairly hard on it. But that level is the one that I think of when I'm like, whoa, this game just does not work today.
But I feel like if you take that out, you've got a good game.
Yeah, I guess it's just tough for me to. It's tough for me to do because the other thing too is I did play this over a period of like maybe 2 or 3 months. So I was playing like one level and then chilling for like a week and then playing another level. And so maybe that affected my perception too. Whereas Halo 2 I played through in like 2 weeks. James says, what do you think about flying cars? I think if they ever become a reality, it will be in several decades.
I think they're
no
stupid.
time
I'm
soon.
tired of hearing about them.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's stupid to call them flying cars. I think I think one day many people may be transported through autonomous drones.
Yeah.
But I don't think those would even be. I don't know if people would call them flying cars. But I'm excited for that day. I hope it happens in my lifetime. I think it will.
My big thing is that, like, I mean, aside from just like making one that's available for somebody to use, either autonomous or like easy enough to fly that a normal person can fly it, like that's one difficulty. I think the bigger difficulty is like we have to have full-time air traffic controllers for regular commercial planes that are flown by professionals and only take off and land in specific areas. And that's complicated enough as it is. To have a whole bunch of just randos flying all over the place sounds like a colossal nightmare.
The argument against that I would use is I think it could only work if there would have to be some kind of serious connected machine learning component in every vehicle that like we're constantly in communication with each other.
Yeah.
That would be the only way. And I think that's what I really think. I'm a strong believer in this theory of like the singularity, in which case basically the idea behind this is this what would be the singularity is if we as humanity can create an artificial intelligence that is smart enough to create a slightly more intelligent artificial intelligence, because once that happens, then it will happen exponentially, and congratulations, literally every problem that there's ever been has been solved. I think it's likely that will happen at some point in humanity's existence. I don't know if it'll be in my existence. I hope it is. But that is something that that's just like kind of a wild thought experiment to think about. that I think about a lot. I think it's interesting. I did not change the assists, so we'll see how I do here. How do you
So B is shift up and
oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. The other thing is,
also, this is going to be our last race, by the way, because we only do this from 2 to 4 Eastern time.
yeah, the other thing about like flying cars is like, if you think having a vehicle, like trying to figure out what will happen with a vehicle that drives itself, like if something happens, that's a problem enough on like freeways and stuff. But when you're up in the air in a drone that could be anywhere and something goes wrong with that, I mean, it could fall down on someone's house or someone's car. Like, that's a big, because like at least with a car, if like an autonomous car like goes wrong or something, it's at least contained in an area where only like those immediately around it are like vulnerable. But I mean, if you've got air vehicles,
well, only those immediately underneath it are vulnerable.
I guess. I mean, like, I don't know. I'd rather not see a drone come crashing into my house.
I get what you're saying. I do think you're being a little unfair. Only because...
Never.
Never. No, you're right. Never. No, I do see what you're saying, but I think the real risk will just come not from the autonomy of it, but just from the sheer amount of people in the air, if and when it ever happens. But I think, again, if and when it ever happens, the autonomy will be the least of our worries. I think once we figure that out, it's just going to be like a paradigm shift, and it's not... I think that, and I'm not saying this is you, but I think a lot of people think of the future of autonomy as like an iteration of what we have today, and I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be unrecognizable from what we have today. I think it's going to be a complete paradigm shift. I think it has to be. I mean, I really think it has to be, or else it's just not going to happen. And maybe that's how it goes. But I
think to get to that point, it's going to be a very long time. Because I think a lot of
I agree. I think it'll be decades.
Because I think there are a lot of people that also overestimate how close we are to that kind of stuff.
Agree. No, I agree.
We've made big strides, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things where like the basics are pretty easy to get down, but it's the fine tuning for every other possible like little issue here and there, like getting it completely, like getting it to the point where it's almost flawless. That's that's the part that's going to take a long time and be really hard to like finalize, I think.
I agree, but I don't think... I think just seeing how fast technology has always progressed, all the evidence points to the fact that we will figure this out, and it will take long.
Yeah.
But I think almost for sure it will happen in our lifetime. I saw a crazy stat today. This really blew my mind. Mm-hmm. So in 2001, IBM had a $101 million supercomputer that had the same computing power as the upcoming Xbox Series X. How crazy is that? In 2001, that amount of computing power cost $110 million.
Yeah, actually,
and now it's an Xbox.
Actually, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that there was a computer that powerful at that point.
Yeah. Because
I mean, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, they're talking teraflops. That was prime GeoCities days, 2001. But that really blew my mind.
Yeah.
An Xbox? That was like a room-sized supercomputer, and even like my parents would like tell me stories about how like when they had to use like a computer, like it was like the size of a room.
Yeah.
Like it's like you had to go to the computer room, and it wasn't like our computer rooms. It was like a room for a single computer. Mm-hmm. That blows my mind. But that's the kind of stuff that gives me confidence that like whatever crazy tech problem, we definitely will figure it out. It'll take time, but
yeah, I think we're actually not too. I think we actually kind of agree here on this.
No, I think we do too.
Because I think it will happen. It'll take a long time, but I mean, well, because I mean, it is kind of those like fine point. Because like, I mean, just going from say like Xbox 360 to Xbox One felt like less of a leap forward than Xbox to Xbox 360.
Yes.
But because a lot of that was in like less obvious details.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like the lighting improved, the frame rate improved, the particle effects improved, but all of those are much more detailed things that aren't as obvious as just like higher poly counts and things.
Totally. Dodo also says, have you seen Thunderdomes? They are insane. And I'm not sure, unless you're talking about those like...
do you think you meant drones maybe?
Maybe. I guess I was thinking of those like domes that like multiple motorcyclers like.
Yeah.
And those are insane. And then my mom says, Eric, you are very optimistic about technology. Yeah, that's literally the only thing in this entire universe I'm optimistic about. Because I think technology is the only thing that can progress without like governments and or religion screwing it up for the rest of humanity. Like I really do. I think it's kind of a pure, a potentially pure avenue for humanity's advancement. And look, we'll probably find a way to screw it all up. Human beings are awful across the board.
I was about to say,
but
sometimes humans make things even worse when there's not government or religion.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Depending on the way things go.
You're right. But
actually, the first BioShock is a good lesson on that.
There you go. Play your BioShock, kids. But so Dodo says there is already AI that evolves itself to become so smart that plugging it into the internet could legitimately end the world. That's not true. You were fed misinformation there, Dodo. I hate to tell you, that's an obvious lie. But you know. I believe there's been several Yeah, it won't let me rewind. Come on, I don't understand why this thing won't let me rewind.
Yeah,
but I absolutely believe there have been several computer viruses that have been created that self-replicate that you don't want to put on the internet. But that is very different from a true artificial intelligence. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be a jerk about it, but that just doesn't exist. Like, it just doesn't. But anyways,